Good morning, guys, and happy Monday. Welcome back to reading class. We have a new text today, and I'm very excited about it. It is a fantasy story. But before we get into the new genre and the new text, let's go ahead and start with our vocab words of the day, or of the week, actually. So let's open our remote learning packets. You'll see page 268 at the bottom, and it'll say lesson 23. Let's try and do it just like we're in class. I say the word, you say the word, and we read the sentence together. And then you'll think about what these words mean, okay? So let's get started. The first word is sincere. What is it? Awesome. Let's read that sentence. The president had sincere hopes. He truly wanted to change unfair laws. The clue words are truly wanted. What does that tell you about sincere? That's right. It means he really means it. He is genuine. Vocab word number 2 is managed. What's the word? All right, let's read. Artist managed to carve this special monument. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. Kind of sounds like it was a difficult task. So manage to me must mean that they persevered through a task and they were able to get it done. Vocab word number 3 is loaded. What is it? Awesome, let's read it. Before sailing, people loaded onto the swan boat. They piled on. I'm taking a look at the photograph there to help me and give me some context clues. It looks like loaded must mean they get into something. Number 4 is loveliest. Let's read it. Oh wait, what's the word? All right, now let's read it. Oregon's Crater Lake is one of the loveliest national parks. It is beautiful. I see a synonym in that sentence. Do you know what the synonym is? That's right, it's beautiful. Loveliest must mean the most lovely and most beautiful thing. Vocab word number 5 is conversations. I miss my conversations with you guys. Go ahead, what's the word? All right, let's read it. Conversations in a museum must be quiet. People should speak in whispers. So what's conversations? That's right, when people are talking back and forth with each other. Number 6 is inspired. What's the word? All right, let's read it. This statue has inspired people. It makes them believe in freedom. Inspired. And the clue word for me is makes. So inspired means it makes somebody want to do something or want to believe something. Number 7 is reunion. What's the word? Awesome. Read it along with me. This family went camping for their yearly reunion or gathering. Did you guys spot that comma hug giving you a synonym? What's another word for reunion? That's right, reunion means gathering, a bunch of people gathering together, and usually for the first time in a long time. Number 8 is currently. What is it? Awesome, let's read it. Currently, this fort is a museum. Soldiers no longer live here. The sentences are describing to me what that building used to be and what it currently is. So currently means in the present day. Number 9 is pleasure. What is it? Awesome. People get pleasure or enjoyment from riding this old merry-go-round. I spotted a comma hug. Did you guys? So what's the synonym for pleasure? That's right, enjoyment. And lastly but not least, number 10 is terror. What's the word? Awesome. Now let's read it together. When people look down at the Grand Canyon, they may feel terror or fear. So what could terror mean? That's right, fear. There was that synonym there right after that comma hug. All right, guys, let's dig into our new text, which is a fantasy story. A fantasy is a story that is made up. It's imagined. It could absolutely not happen in real life. The story events and the characters and the settings are not realistic. And you'll notice that Oliver K. Woodman is a character that could never do the things he actually does in real life. So we're going to read The Journey of Oliver K. Woodman, written by Darcy Pattinson, illustrated by Joe Capeta. Let's go ahead and read along. May 10th, Redcrest, California. Dear Uncle Ray, please come visit us this summer. We will go camping. We can swim and catch fish. You are my favorite uncle. Please say you will come. Love, Tamika. XOXOXO. May 17th, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Dear Tamika, I'd love to come to California, but I can't. I will be building kitchen cabinets for some new apartments all summer. But maybe my friend Oliver will come to visit. Love, Uncle Ray. So the illustration on page 275 shows Uncle Ray building something. What do you think he's building? That's right, it's Oliver. And why do you think he's building Oliver? Yeah, because unfortunately Uncle Ray's just a little too busy to go visit his niece, so he wants to send Oliver. Dear Traveler, I am going to see Tamika Schwartz, 370 Park Avenue, Redcrest, California, 95569. Please give me a ride and help me get there. If you don't mind, drop a note to my friend Raymond Johnson, 111 Stony Lane, Rock Hill, South Carolina, 29730. He wants to keep up with my travels. Thanks, Oliver K. Woodman. How do you think Uncle Ray's actions are going to contribute to the sequence of events in this story? Meaning, by him writing this letter, how do you think it's going to help the rest of the story play out? That's right. By putting this letter in Oliver's backpack and writing that they should be sending notes to Raymond Johnson, it's basically starting Oliver's journey. This letter would not make the rest of his journey possible. Otherwise, he'd just be sitting on that rock. June 1st, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Dear favorite niece Tamika, Oliver left this morning. Let me know when he gets there. It should take him a couple weeks, or maybe more. It's hard to say. Love, Uncle Ray. What have you learned about how Uncle Ray feels about his niece? That's right, he really truly cares for her. What's your text evidence? That's right, he uses the words my favorite niece when he greets her. And also, he built Oliver for her. That shows a lot of care. Page 279. June 4th, McTavish Plantation, outside Memphis, Tennessee. Dear Ray, for 2 days, Oliver rode in the back of my truck and kept Bert, my brown bull, company. I delivered Bert to his new home, and he's settling in. But he'll miss the late-night conversations and singing with Oliver. I left Oliver east of the Mississippi River, just outside Memphis, and hurried home to my beloved Amelia. Yours truly, Jackson McTavish. June 8th, Forest City, Arkansas. Hi, Mr. OK is okay. Quinn and Sherry went to basketball game at the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee last weekend and brought Mr. OK back. He hung out with us for a couple days and all the girls liked him, better than Quinn. So when Quinn's cousin's boyfriend's aunt was leaving to visit her sick grandfather in Fort Smith, Arkansas, the guys loaded Mr. OK into the aunt's station wagon and sent him on his way. We didn't even get to say goodbye. Cherry, Sherry's sister, for the gang. P.S. If you see Mr. OK again, tell him we all said goodbye. What does Cherry's letter to Uncle Ray tell you about her personality? Can you give some examples? I would say she is a fun, outgoing, energetic character, wouldn't you? I mean, she's even a little funny, too. She says Mr. OK is okay. And she gives these crazy descriptions of Quinn's relatives, right? June 11th, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hey, Ray! I drive a moving van for Southeast Moving Company. I picked up Oliver at the Arkansas border, then drove west to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, south to Dallas, Texas, northwest to Amarillo, Texas, east to Panhandle, Texas, then west again to Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's an easy fella to travel with. He never needs bathroom stops, he doesn't care when we eat, and he stays awake with me all night. I'm sorry to see him go. But this week the company is sending me east to Wauchula, Florida. Trucking along, Bobby Joe. So how come Bobby doesn't take Oliver to Florida with him? No, that's because Florida is east and Oliver is supposed to be going west to California. June 28th, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Dear Tamika, I've had no word from Oliver in 17 days. I'm starting to worry. What if he is lost? Please call me if he turns up at your house. Love, Uncle Ray. How come Uncle Ray is worried about Oliver? That's correct. He hasn't received a letter about Oliver's travels in quite some time. If we look at this letter, it says June 28th, and the last letter he received was June 11th. That's 17 days. I'd be worried too. July 1st, Red Crest, California. Dear Uncle Ray, no word from Oliver. Are you sure he's really coming? I still wish we could see you. I asked Mama if we could come visit, but she said it costs too much. Daddy says he can't take off work that long. Ever since I asked, Mama keeps looking at family photo albums. When she sees your pictures, she says, my baby brother. Love, Tamika. XOXOXOX. Why do you think Tamika's mother keeps looking at the family photo albums and saying things like, oh, my baby brother? Sounds like she misses her baby brother and she's thinking of the good times they had when they were younger and times that they could spend more time together. July 4th. Salt Lake City, Utah. Dear Raymond Johnson, my grandfather found Mr. Woodman in the middle of the reservation in New Mexico. Poor fella, a mouse was building a nest in his backpack. We don't know how he ended up out there, and he's not telling. Let's keep reading. Grandpa brought him to Utah to join me in the 4th of July parade. I got so tired of smiling and waving at the crowds, but Mr. Woodman's brave smile inspired me. I just sent Mr. Woodman off with 3 sisters. They look like such nice old ladies, so I know they'll take good care of them. With all my love, Melissa Stowe, Miss Utah. P.S. I've enclosed an autograph picture. How does Melissa feel about Oliver's safety, and how do you know? That's right. She really wants to know that he's being taken care of. And she describes the ladies who are taking him, the 3 sisters, that they look like such nice old ladies, so I know they'll take good care of him. July 27th, en route to San Francisco, California. Dear Mr. Johnson, the sisters and I had the distinct pleasure of entertaining Mr. Oliver K. Woodman for the past 23 days. You see, we lived in Kokomo, Indiana all our lives. Until now, we'd never been west of the Mississippi River. Our dear Papa died in January and left us an inheritance. We decided to use the money to tour the West this year. While in Salt Lake City, we saw Mr. Oliver in a parade, and after talking it over, we voted to give him a ride. We stopped at a rodeo in Eureka, Nevada, where Mr. Oliver met an old friend named Bert. They had a moving reunion. We are heading south to San Francisco to see the Golden Gate Bridge. So we left Mr. Oliver yesterday in Rough and Ready, California. He should be at Miss Tamika's soon. The Claremont sisters, Agnes, Maggie, and Lucinda. P.S. We had afternoon tea every day. Mr. Oliver has the loveliest manners. So why did the Claremont sisters start their journey and sequence it using the words first, next, then, and last? That's right. First, the sisters' father passed away. Then he left them some money. Next, they drove out west. Then they picked up Oliver after a parade and stopped in Nevada. And lastly, they left Oliver in California. Great job sequencing, guys. July 28th, to Raymond Johnson, R.E., Mr. Oliver K. Woodman. Our family, currently on vacation, picked up the above-named person in what I thought was a misguided goodwill gesture. Little did I know how lucky that gesture would be. Last night, we pitched tents in the redwood forest. I woke up at 3 o'clock a.m. to the screams of terror. Bears! Your friend managed to frighten them away. He saved our lives. With the deepest and most sincere gratitude, we intend to deliver him to the doorstep of Tamika Schwartz within the next 2 days. Gratefully yours, Bernard Grape, Attorney at Law. August 1st, Red Crest, California. Dear Uncle Ray, guess who came to dinner? Oliver! He is so much fun. We are camping in the backyard tonight. I hear he's not scared of anything, so I'm glad he'll be here. Tomorrow at the river, I'll let him hold my fishing pole while I swim. Guess what else? Daddy and Mama talked it over. We're coming to your house next month, and we'll bring Oliver home. Isn't it wonderful? Love, Tamika. XOXOX. P.S. Knock knock. Who's there? Olive who? Oh, I'm sorry. P.S. Knock knock. Who's there? Olive. Olive who? Olive both you and Oliver. So what is Tamika's mood in this letter, and how is it different from her previous letter? That's right. In this letter, you can tell she is so much happier and so excited. In the last letter, she was a little down in the dumps, wondering if he even was going to come. But this time, he's here, and she couldn't be happier. You can tell she's so excited because she even tells a joke at the end. Rock Hill City News, September 15th. Ticker Tape Parade for Hometown Boy by Demetrius Dixon. Oliver K. Woodman will return home today amid national acclaim for his cross-country journey. Woodman began his trip on June 1st in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and arrived in Red Crest, California on August 1st. The Rock Hill City Council announced that a ticker tape parade to honor Woodman will be held today at 10 o'clock a.m., starting at the corner of Main Street and Cherry Road and proceeding down Cherry Road to Cherry Park. Raymond Johnson and Tamika Schwartz, friends of Mr. Woodman, will host a picnic in his honor at the Cherry Park at noon. At 1 o'clock p.m., Mr. Woodman will show postcards and mementos from his trip. The public is invited. Awesome. Take a look at this map here. It shows his whole journey on his way to see Tamika and then his journey back. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you guys. All right. Let's take a look at this map here. We have the whole journey on his way to Tamika. Look at how long that is. And then the journey back. Actually, I did it backwards, guys. He was heading west the whole time. Let me erase that. Where's my highlighter? There we go. Boop, 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 boop. All the way down and then all the way back. All right, so let's take a look at this map. Your question in your remote learning packet says, describe how Uncle Ray might be feeling because of what is shown in the illustration. Take a look at that miraculous journey and then explain why you think so. If you need a sentence starter, I have one here for you if you're struggling with race. Uncle Ray may be feeling blank. I think he's feeling this way because the map on page 294 shows blank. Awesome job, guys.